3 years.
Really? That's crazy. 3 years, huh?
Yes.
Been
And
working hard for 3 years.
I see. And a long time ago, me and my photographer mentor, Michael Brown, shouts out to him. Me and him went to high school together.
Okay.
He said women are better photographers than men. Do you agree?
I wouldn't say better. I would say different, for sure. I wouldn't say better because that's
Hey,
not necessarily true.
elaborate for us. Elaborate for the smoke.
Different. I'm not interested in any of these women sexually, so I'm literally there just for production. So it's a little different for me on that level. I can make you guys look good, and I don't want anything else out of that. For me, it's different that way. As far as men, there's a lot of great men photographers. So I can't. I learned from a man photographer, so I can't say that. Just we see differently. That's it.
See, to me, I think the reason why he said it, he explained it to me. He said, she's a woman. It's no different than if a woman has sex with a woman. She knows what a woman likes because she's a woman. She know how to eat the coochie, not the finger.
So I would say yes on that, only because I was told by men that, of course, men are only looking at a couple of things, boobs, coochie, ass.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that too, but also if your tag's poked out, I'm going to fix it for you. So I'm looking at details as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, because a woman might see a woman with dirty feet, she might stop and shoot and go tell
Oh,
the wife.
100% would. Yes. Unless that's part of the shoot. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And how long have you been on doing this?
Okay, so I started in a different company in 2018. I had no idea even where porn came from, for real. I knew there was porn, but didn't know where it came from. Went to an Exotica in 2018, Miami. And then that business kind of crumbled. My business partner went one way, I went the other way, and I created Salacious Perceptions in November of 2020. I did dental assisting before this for 12 years. Okay, you guys. Right. Okay. So I got a camera in my hand and I just really liked it. And then it kind of just blossomed from there. I met Lyric in 2019 and then we kind of just hit the road running after that.
Oh my goodness. So with that being said, hello smokers. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know how we start off hot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, I am your host, Kevin Officer, the champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Y'all know what to do. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. Forums are sponsored to tell you about the first one being the Facebook of the LS community, lsworld.com. Next up, the hottest adult magazine in the game, eroticismmagazine.com. And for you content creators, 90% profit, no hashtag issues. And for you consumers, a new place to consume your XXX content. I'm talking about excitebunny.com. And last but not least, award-winning, award-nominated. We're talking about smut with some voiceover. And they even have a virtual reality section for their site. I'm talking about the one and only blusherotica.com. Also, we're a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. So go over to shop, gwdistrict.com, and get some shopping done. Also, check me out on fullyswapradio.com every morning as I chop it up with the industry's greatest and brightest talents, producers, directors, and everything under the sun as we give you that real smoke about the adult film industry. Also, you can find me on SkyhawkAfterDarkTV.com as well as the BGP LLC app. Now, this is a lady that's behind the camera, but she's so fine, she need to take some pictures because I ain't even going to, she gorgeous in the mug. But y'all done seen her work from Erotic Sky Magazine. Yeah, you didn't seen her work with some of the top talents and producers in the business. I'm going to sit back and let this gorgeous lady introduce herself.
I'm Cary in Salacious Perceptions. Don't typically do this, so I don't introduce myself very often. But I'm a woman director and female production, and that's it. That's what I do.
What I'm loving about this era is you're seeing more women getting on behind the camera and running the companies than years previous. Why do you think that is now becoming more evident now?
I think honestly we're allowed to be. This industry is ran obviously by women because we wouldn't have anything in this industry without women. If it was just men, it wouldn't be the industry that it is. But I think a lot of women are realizing you don't have to. I don't have to have sex to make money in this industry. I don't. I can make, and there's a place for everybody. Not everybody is supposed to be the porn star.
Yeah.
I'm production. I'm here for production. I like what I do. I'm good at what I do, but I wouldn't be good in front of the camera. That's not my place. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
here to make them look good, men and women, but I don't want to be in front of the camera.
Yes. So when she stepped to you about Eroticism magazine, because you pretty much the main photographer for it. What was your thoughts about it? And when you do these photo shoots, what is your thought process and how you set it up and all that good stuff?
Okay, so October of, I'm trying to think, I would say, was it 2021? We're in 2023, right? Okay, so yeah. So October of 2021, we were at Exotica, New Jersey, and they had a production shutdown. Like, so you couldn't do anything. Everybody's there for, not just the expo, they're shooting, they're doing all this stuff. Okay, shut down, can't do anything. So we gathered as many girls as we could and we say, hey, we're gonna go outside and take photos. You can't film, but we can take photos. A few girls came out there, and after that, we were like, wow. Like, I really was thinking, I was like, why can't we just do this? There's nobody really doing this, not women, anyways. And then it kind of transpired from there. So when she said, hey, do you really want to do this? I've done all this research. This is what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. Are you down? Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it, So we do everything. For literally the only thing we don't do with Erotic Sky Magazine is physically printed. So we go from scheduling, picking the girls, kind of watching how they are on social media, because we want this to be exclusive. We don't want just everybody on the thing. If you're taking care of who you are as a woman in this industry, making sure your brand, paying attention to everything that you got going on to better yourself, we probably want you. So we go from picking you to scheduling you to picking out your outfits to picking out the place to taking the photos to editing the photos, to creating the magazine, to getting it printed. So we do everything.
Now, I will say this because I want to talk on myself. People, pay it when you look at Eroticism magazine and you look at Erotic Sky magazine, you see a difference because it's a difference when a photo is shot through the eyes of a woman versus a man, period. Y'all pay attention to, like you said before, y'all pay attention to things that men probably don't. So what's some of the things that a woman photographer will pay attention to that a man might miss?
Details. As we spoke before, women are their biggest critics anyways. So, I mean, as photographers, any photographer, male or female, we're going to see something differently than the talent sees themselves anyways. And women are instantly going to be like, so really my job is to make sure you don't get that from the get-go. I want you to feel good about yourself from right when you see the photo. So that's why details matter. Like we said before, if your feet are dirty, if your tag's showing, if there's something that I can take care to make you look good from get-go. So when you see the photo right out of the camera, you're going to be like, oh, okay, she's paying attention to stuff. If your boob fat is hanging out over here, I'm going to fix that for you because I see that. You're not going to see that as a man because you're like, ooh, boob fat. Looks good. We don't like that. So women are very picky in particular. So I try to kind of have that eye for them ahead of time versus afterwards. We don't want to try to edit that out. I was taught to shoot, not to edit.
Yeah. Oh, no. My mentor said it best. Great photographers don't need Photoshop.
Oh, yeah. I suck at Photoshop. I'm going to be real with y'all. I really I do. I'm not, I was taught to shoot, not to edit. I'm going to get rid of that out of the scene prior to me shooting it versus taking it out. I don't want to erase it. Can we just erase it before we start? So yeah, I was just different.
So how much directing of the photo shoots that you do?
How much of what? Directing of the photo shoot? Oh, I am the director. I'm the one with the camera.
So
Yeah.
Because me myself, I used to love a model that I ain't have to direct much. She know her poses, she know her angles, she just know how to move. You know, how many models do you run into like that?
So there's a few. I mean, obviously some women, some people are better at doing it. Some people have been doing it longer. Still every photographer and every talent shoots differently when you work with each other as well. I mean, most of the women I kind of know what their level is prior to shooting them, unless we're doing these content share houses, which I also do with like Team VP and stuff like that. There's a lot of new models that don't know what they're doing. So you do have to show them. Do I like the easy way? Of course. I mean, is it easier when someone, as soon as you shoot, is boom, 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 ready to go? Yeah. But obviously that doesn't happen all the time. You kind of have to, that's the part I had to learn, was to direct people. That's hard. I'm not a model, so it's hard for me to tell somebody what to do, especially when I didn't know what I was doing 3 years ago. So that's been a learning curve for sure.
Yeah, I would tell you, this is the reason why I miss magazines, right? Because when I was a photographer, all I had to do was put out a magazine, flip through the page, do this pose.
Right.
Do this pose. Do this pose. You know what I'm saying? And girls used to laugh at me because I actually used to do the pose to show them that I wanted. Do you ever be doing that?
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes I'm saying something to you and you're like, what is she talking about? I don't know what she's talking about. So, I mean, that's the plus about working with Lyric as well, because we work together on set. Every once in a while I'll say wardrobe, and she knows that's what her job is. If there's something that needs to be fixed, or for instance, Lyric and I have learned together on posing. She didn't know how to pose like this before either. I mean, it's always something you're learning constantly. I've worked with models that have absolutely no idea what they're doing, and each pose is exactly the same, and it's really boring. And then I've worked with people that literally could be posing consultants. That's what they should do. So it just all depends, really.
Yeah, because I see that you and Lyric, y'all have a serious chemistry.
We do, yeah.
Model and everything. And it's like, I always say it's beautiful when you have a photographer and a cameraman to your disposal. Because it develops that chemistry.
Yeah.
Speak to ladies having that to their disposal and how it's beneficial to them.
For one, she's learned to trust me. Anything that she needs as far as photography goes, I can do. Not that other people can't shoot her, that's fine. But at the end of the day, the reason it works for people like her or other women is literally we can travel together 24/7 in one hotel room. There's no expectations. I am literally there to shoot. And that's become my sister. So the relationships worked really, really well.
Oh yeah, because it's like I could just see the chemistry there with the pictures. It's like she's thinking it, you know how to shoot it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but we've learned with each other for sure.
So now a photographer, you're also a videographer.
Yeah.
So I said this before, a great photographer can become a great videographer. And I also said you want a videographer that is experienced in shooting porn. Correct. So speak to your experience, how your experience being a great photographer has helped you become a great videographer at the same time.
For one, I started to learn videography prior to really learning and putting time into photography. And then I kind of switched it once I realized photography was I was like, oh, I really like this. And two, I don't do anything other than porn, literally. I don't shoot boudoir. I don't shoot real estate. I don't shoot babies, whatever, gender parties. I don't do all I do is porn. So I've learned nothing but that. That's what I do. As far as learning, videography is different, obviously. And I'm learning from men. Again, there's no women doing what I'm doing. So I've had to learn how to do videography and shoot porn for men because men are the one buying it. So I've had to learn from my perspective and what I like to see as a woman versus really learning to shoot like a man, because the men are the ones that are actually buying it. So that's been huge for me, because as far as women go, We like to see men's facial expressions. We like to see what's going on with that. That's not really what I was taught to do. It's like women's faces, uh, you know,
Yeah.
what's going on with the head. You're not paying, the man is basically the prop as far as I was taught. So that's been a big thing too. I've had to tell people, hey, look, I like to look at the man too. So yeah, I'm going to film like them, but I'm also going to film like this.
Yeah, because I see in your work, you make it a point to show both the woman and the man.
Yeah, because I'm a consumer as well. We watch porn as well still, and I can guarantee that a lot of women are looking at males that they're looking for that. We want to see how you like it. So I mean, so I've had to kind of twist that into it as well.
Now I know the men, especially me as being a former male talent myself,
Mm-hmm.
I never got the opportunity to be filmed by a woman because we always deal with men. Because one of the things we always discuss with male talent is that you got to deal with a male photographer. He's up close and personal in your face. I done had male photographer literally pressed against my ass.
Me too. I'm gonna be there too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, with the camera trying to get that over the top of that doggy. It's a
So
different.
you know what's really great? Get you a 6 foot tall woman photographer because my arms go over you.
Yeah.
Yes, it works real well in POV. Let me tell you.
But see, to me, I think it helps the man even more because it's a woman doing it.
So I've had both. I've had men say that it also intimidates them because then they're also trying to perform because I'm there too. So it's, you know what I mean? You're trying to go extra because I'm like, don't go extra. Just do what you got to do. Don't do that.
I go extra, right? Because you're fine as hell. That's why you got that pretty privilege.
Well, okay, so it's not always good. Do you see? I'm like, oh fuck.
I'm gonna make you come wet. Look at me bucket.
Yeah, I've had guys say, I'm like, really? I'm not. I just am camera, just a camera, just like everybody else. But it is different, I assume.
I'm trying to convince you to get in front of the camera. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right.
No, because I know me personally, it's a give and a curse because, like you said, yeah, he'll overdo himself because he's trying to impress the camera.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm not. And literally, this is sad. Like, there's a lot of people in this industry, men as well, that have become family for sure that I've worked with and all that stuff. So I'm like, I look at y'all. I don't look at you guys what you think I'm looking at you like. Like, I'm making sure the light's right. I'm making sure that cum shot's right. Like, I'm literally there to do a job. I'm not turned on by you guys at all.
So it's like, because you were just recently at the content house that they had. You know, I know it's a photographer and a videographer. I talked to many others as well. When we walk in, we automatically envision the scenes, the photo shoot, and the whole nine. Speak to that when you walk into a room, how you visualize how everything's gonna go.
Okay, so most of the time, I've already seen the room before we even go to the house. Typically, if we're not the ones actually scheduling it, whoever has the house, I'm going to ask for the link so I can look at it. I'm going to visualize that and see what I need to do prior to even getting, weeks before I know what the house looks like. I've kind of already visualized that. And then when we get there, I mean, brain's just different. It's almost like we're interior decorators. I mean, because I don't have a studio, so it's whatever and I like it that way. Whatever we pull up to, it's where your creative mind goes to. You have to fix it to make it look good. You don't have weeks to make it look good in the studio. You literally have a 2-hour slot where you got to take photos of these people that you've never met, and you got to make each room look different each time that you shoot in that same room. So I like that aspect, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because to me, I used to love hotels that had killer like decor.
Or you can move stuff. Yeah, I graduated from that hotel room, but it's got to be real nice for me to shoot in. I try not to do hotel rooms anymore just for that reason. I'm like, you can't move anything. It all looks the same. Can't do it.
Because I purposely like if I try to get a hotel, well, I mean, of course, because of price.
Right.
I just try to get like a double tree that might have a big suite. And I used to go to Rocky Mountain to work with my man. We used to get this out of the way hotel called the Country Inn. It was a big room, but you can move the furniture around.
Around like a suite almost. Yeah, you need something, or other things. But yeah, if you can't move it, I don't want to shoot unless you're paying me. I would so not recommend a hotel.
Now everybody do Airbnbs now, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, easier, more options.
Yeah, I'm sitting there watching, like I was seeing everybody posting pictures, and I'm like, damn, they outside the basketball court. They here, they there. I'm like, well, y'all really put that whole.
Oh yeah, Mr. Nuts, he did that. It was a really nice property. There, it was like a photographer's dream, literally. There was so many cool stuff to move around and get, and great talent, and everybody worked their ass off. It was hot, but that's how it goes. It's the South.
When it comes to the content house, because of course, a lot of times there's more than one camera person. Now, I always ask the question of how the talent choose to work with each other. How do the talent choose to work which camera person?
Okay, so it's not really up to them. Whoever's house it is makes the schedule, and for instance, at this last event, there were 3 to 4 camera people at all times. But you knew that ahead of time, like Salacious Perceptions, G from Team VP, Jonathan Jordan, and Mr. Nuts. We were all production. So no matter what, you were going to be shooting with somebody that knew what they were doing, basically. Yeah.
So did anyone at the house request you directly?
Say that again. Oh, does anybody? Well, most of lyric stuff I shoot. Even if I shoot it all the time, if I'm at the house, the majority of the time, it's either going to be me or G that shoots. Does there people that, of course, there's always girls that are like, oh, I want you to take my photos. I heard about you. You're a woman, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, so that's a big thing because there's nobody doing that. I love going to the expo and saying, hi, I'm Salacious Perceptions female production. Because most people look at you like, what? What do you mean you're female production? Yeah, I'm strict. I don't have an OnlyFans. I literally have a mini vids and my own website, and that is it. That's what I got. So that's all I do. It's nice to be able to say that.
So do you do paid assignments?
Of course. Who doesn't? I like money. You like money?
So, hell yeah, I love money. Shit, that's why I got informed.
Yeah, I have fees. I don't put it out there all the time, but if people ask, most definitely.
Mm-hmm. So what do you take into consideration if someone hits you up about doing a content trade?
Okay, so who the person is, who they associate with, because not all money is good money, especially in this industry. I'm very particular about who I work with when it comes to, brands and such. I want to make sure that if I am seen with you or if I do work with you, it's for the elevated, not just because you handed me money. Mostly it's women that reach out to me, to be honest with you. There's a few men that reach out here and there. I'm real good friends with like Don Sedan and Dreadsway, you know what I'm saying? They'll ask stuff like that. But other than that, it's usually women that are reaching out because they know literally now I'm just here to do that,
Now, how many are surprised that you're a woman?
I would be rich if I had the amount of money for the amount of people that reach in my inbox and say, thanks, bruh. I'm like, okay, so I'm not a bruh. Yeah. I'm like, it literally says woman director, but that's okay. You guys don't read. I say when people see me, they're like, oh, it's a girl. Yep, it's a girl. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was funny because when I first, it was like my man Billy was talking about you. Billy Pilgrim. Shout out to my brother. Mm-hmm. And he was just raving about you. And he said, yeah, I was hearing Cary CEO, and I was already hearing about Salacious. Mm-hmm. He said both at the same time. I said, wait a second. She runs Salacious. Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's a female ranch.
It's a she.
Okay. Because people automatically assume that if it has a porn company, a woman runs.
It's a guy. It's a guy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And society's like that too, honestly. Because so I come from a family of, I'm the only girl. I have 2 older brothers. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed, if they were the ones that came out with this, what I'm doing, people have been like, yeah, I'm a woman. So they're like, what? You quit your really good job with benefits to do what? Yeah, porn in the South it's like everybody watches it, everybody knows about it, but they don't talk about it. It's
Mhm.
very conservative down here, so it's been a wild journey of learning to. I'm proud of what I do. Honestly, I am. I make women feel comfortable. I make women know and men know that you can have a comfortable set and do all the things that you want to do and all this creative stuff without feeling uncomfortable. You're gonna leave feeling good after you work with me. I'll make you feel that. My number one thing, I love to laugh. We're gonna laugh. We gonna talk shit and we gonna laugh. We gonna smoke weed after I shoot, because I cannot smoke weed before I shoot, because then I get dumb, you guys. I don't know how to use my camera. How do you not know how to use a camera? That's your job. So I try not to smoke before we do that. But yeah, it's been a journey of teaching the outside society. I have a child, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be 12 this year. And explaining that this stuff is okay. This is entertainment. Porn is entertainment, you guys. It's like WWE, literally. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to make a difference, to change the fact that the taboo of like my parents that think porn is, oh my God, porn? You're doing what, Cary? Porn? Yeah, that was a huge thing for them. So the generation and that taboo, there is a change in our industry, and they need to see that, because it's not all about that. It's not all about women are getting treated badly. Now, are there? Yeah, there is. But can we make a change? Yeah, we can. But in order to do that, we have to keep going forward.
Now, what I like about you is y'all bringing the sexy back, because I had this conversation with that porn has lost its sexiness. You know, I don't know your age bracket. You know, I don't know your age.
I'll be 38 in June. Boom.
Okay, so you might have been around during the Cinemax After Dark days.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know, period. How much does the old school influence how you shoot? Because I see that you was one that kind of mirror how you do your shit based off how they did it back in the day somewhat, as far as camera work, photography, and all that.
Okay, well, I learned from somebody who is in their 60s, a man that's in their 60s. So a lot of the filming style, a lot of my photography style is from him. So older generation already there. And to be real with you, I didn't walk. Now, photography, I've always liked Playboy. I've always liked stuff like that. I love photography. I love that aspect. But as far as filming goes, I didn't really watch a lot of porn or even any of that kind of stuff till I was like, shit, in my late 20s. Late 20s. So I wouldn't have known any of that. I literally, filming, I only do because I was told if you have a production company, you can't just take photos, which is straight up. You can't. You have to know how to do everything. So, you know, my filming style is somebody else's, and learning on that aspect. A completely different generation. So that's probably why. That's probably why you like that style. Different generation.
Oh yeah,
You know?
I'm sorry, because it.
And Mr. Nuts, he's older. I've learned from him. He used to tell me my shit was shit. And when I tell you it was shit. I go back to it now and I'm like, dude, I'm like, Fred, I'm like, thank you for telling me that. Because it's so bad. I don't know what the hell I was doing. That filming is a whole nother ball game. You know what I mean? I can take photos, I can see instant gratification. When I look at my camera, I'm like, oh, that photo is gonna be good. There ain't no instant gratification in filming.
Right.
You got to make sure all your shit on this end post is prime, lighting, everything. So then you got to edit. Then you got to no photos, instant. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, because even sometimes when you're editing, you got to be real meticulous because you might miss something.
Yeah, we've all done that too. I've rendered the entire video, and then you see, you're like, mother, gotta do that over again. Great. Yeah, I just spent like an hour doing this, but that's cool. Yeah. So yeah. And with photos, it's not like that. I know. Once I start popping, once I know my light's right, I start popping. Yeah. You know it's gonna be good.
So now the other thing is, of course, y'all do the old school style of shooting, where we give them the pretty girl pictures.
Yep.
And you do the same.
Yep.
Preach to ladies that are listening to this episode, the importance of having the professional photo shot pictures.
Well,
and it makes a difference with your career and how the fans perceive you when it comes to your career.
So of course everybody has cell phones now, and a lot of people feel that that's good enough. And iPhones are great. Don't get me wrong; they do take really great photos. Great. It's really nice to go through a video and not have to screenshot and a still photo out of a moving video, because in a 2-hour slot, I'm going to take pretty girl photos from IG friendly all the way down to you're naked, all the way down to whoever you in the male talent or female talent or whomever, so that it looks like you guys are doing it. You don't have to take anything out of your video. We're going to have all of that plus your video. The importance of great photos, look at it. You can take my photo or anybody else that does professional photography and sit it next to an iPhone all you want to. I don't care. I have photos for days. I could put a photo up of a new girl every day, really, literally. For advertisement, you need advertisement. This is what social media is about. You always are going to be advertising yourself. So photos are important. It's straight up. But instead of go look at the difference. You can't put an iPhone photo into a magazine.
No, you can't.
You can't. We take time and effort and work really hard, and it looks good, and you can see it yourself.
And see, her being a photographer, she understand when I say this. If I want 50, I need to shoot 150. If I want 100, I need to shoot, because when a lady's in a pose, we're going to go around her and shoot different angles in that same pose.
Correct.
That's what photographer does, period. Some of these motherfuckers just.
So yeah, everybody obviously has different photo styles. There's, clickers, and I have spent a lot of time on learning composure. Composure is probably one of the most important things of photography, not just the lights, not ISO, not all that stuff. So when I compose and take a shoot, if you hire me and I say I'm going to take 100 photos for you, 95 of those you're going to be able to use.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do.
Because how many times you done went back to a photo
because I'm not going to take 1,000 photos. I'm going to take what I need to get, and that is it.
Yeah. And I know you done did this before. Went back in the photo set and said, damn, I should have posted that picture. I didn't realize that one was hot.
Man, I go through sets all the time, and you're like, damn, I didn't realize how good this set was. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes I be thinking I had a shitty photo shoot, and I go back and look at that shit. I said, damn, that's
because we're hard on ourselves. I do that all the time. There'll be sets, I'll shoot all day long, and I'll be like, I really didn't like this set, and then I'll go back and look at it, and I'm like, oh, it really wasn't that bad. I was just feeling some type of way at that time while we were shooting, So
yeah, because I ain't even gonna lie. When I do my research on ladies that I plan to interview, my most disappointing thing is when I go down your feed and you have no professional looking shit.
Nothing.
Because my covers, if y'all pay attention, I try to make it like it would be a magazine.
Right. No, yeah. I paid attention.
So that means if you give me a selfie, that means I got to pick the most magazine-ish looking selfie that you have. Some of y'all don't have none of that.
No, yeah. It is really important. It also costs money. It's not free. Cameras, lenses, locations, lights, flights, getting out there, carrying all my stuff out there. I don't just like the girls, I don't travel lightly. Oh man, that costs money. So, and I think a lot of people, okay, so here's how the industry goes. Women would rather not pay for photography because they could get it from male photographers that do have OnlyFans and stuff like that, which is fine. So a lot of people don't want to pay because they can get it for free. But then the flip side of that is you're not getting it for free. There's always stipulations to it. There's no stipulations with me. You pay me, I'm going to do a job. You're going to like what I do for you. And then I'm going to remove myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
it.
then on top of that, what they forget is because it's called TFP, time for print.
Yeah.
That photographer can use them pictures.
Right. Yeah, of course.
So if you
Yeah.
want to be exclusive, you lost that. You lost that.
Right, right. Well, even to me though, if you pay me, I'm not going to use those photos.
Yeah.
That to me is that's I mean, unwritten law, ain't it? I mean, that's how it is.
So shoot. So, when it comes to your cameras, how many different cameras you use?
How many different? I use one camera. One. Yes. Uh-huh. That's my baby. Or I say that's my bitch, to be real with you. That's my bitch. I carry her around like that. That's my bitch. I have one camera. I use Sony. Learned from a Sony. Actually started on a Panasonic when we first started filming and was not for me. And then learned photography on the Sony and then learned filming on the Sony. So
I'm gonna tell you how old I am. We were using the handy cam.
yeah, see, well, I'm one. I'm like, do the photo set. That's what I'm saying. It's so much work. The production side, people have the fucking side is easy. Really, it is. The moving everything around, the directing, the knowing your camera equipment. I don't care how fancy your shit is. If you don't know your camera equipment, that isn't. I don't care what you got.
Yeah, because you got to be able to adjust the white light.
Yes.
You got to be able, especially on the camera, adjust depending upon you outdoors or indoors.
Yeah.
Because even because a lot of people don't realize when they see people shoot outdoors, they don't realize that sometimes they do it early morning, late evening.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I mean,
taking photos, like we did photos out by the pool. I know you probably saw that on social media for Mr. Nuts event. We have 2 lights out there. You can't do that. Can you go out there and shoot natural photography? Yes, you can. You 100% can, but it's not going to look as good.
Oh no.
That's why we are not cheap. That is why if you spend money on your photography and your filming and your production, not only will your content look like that, but you pay for what you get. That's just how this goes.
No, I never forget when I was working with my best friend Angelo. We moved companies, out of their place to new places. But this one company, which was a photography-based company, and I went into one of their studios. I was salivating at the shit that they had, yo.
Hell yeah. Studios? You walk in and you're like, oh, wow, what's that? I can't travel with that. That's like a totally different lifestyle than us. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm like, they had the over-the-head light, big over-the-head umbrella light. Yeah. And then I saw they had, for some of you motherfuckers, they actually have done professional photo shoots outdoors. Mm-hmm. How do you help? They have this reflective thing that they put over, that kind of help reflect the sun away.
And they're huge in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
studio life is totally different, obviously. Yeah. It just is. I've learned the pro amateur world of we don't have studios, we travel. We're traveling production. Pop-up production, that's what we are. Oh, Pop-up porn production.
Because now with the photographer, like I said, it's filming is a waltz between the talent, but also the camera person. Mm-hmm. Speak to on the fly, being able to film these 2 people and get everything that you need without having to speak too tough to get them in the position that you want.
Most of the stuff we usually typically discuss prior to shooting. There's a lot of talk, obviously, prior to that. We're going to discuss, pop shots. We're going to, you also will know what level the talents are at that time. So you kind of know where you're supposed to be at when it comes to filming. If the talents have been doing this for a little while, the man automatically knows, if you're right here, I'm right here, your arm's back here. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to stop and nudge you and, soft cut, do all this stuff so that whatever. It's obviously easier when people have a little bit more experience. If they don't have experience, we're just going to talk about it. And I tell people all the time, if you want to cut. we're not here on these huge sets where I'm paying you thousands of dollars to be. This is pro amateur, and that teaches them as well. I mean, all of this is experience for everybody, obviously. But prior to this, I was in the medical field, so I'm working with people constantly that you don't know. You're calling people back there. You're trying to get them to get comfortable, so that that's what I do already. So really just learning your camera, learning what my job is and what I'm supposed to do to make this content look good. It works out pretty much every time. I've never really had an issue in a set or on a set with somebody that I don't know, because that's usually how it is.
So
make people feel comfortable. That's what it is.
What is your biggest pet peeve as a photographer videographer that you hate when someone do?
My biggest pet peeve, honestly, it's business related. I really hate when people don't respond. I'm a very straight up person. This is business. I'm not here to be friends with people. This, whatnot. I really like, and I do want to be friends with people. I'm not saying that, but at the end of the day, my biggest pet peeve is people not responding. Just say, no, not interested. Thank you for reaching out. Or I read your email, but I'm really not interested. It's a normal life thing though. So I don't think it's just particularly photography or whatnot. The industry just has a lot of it.
Well, I guess that's one of my biggest pet peeves too. But one of my biggest pet peeves is guys don't understand the use of off camera and on camera hand.
Wow. Most of the great male talents do. They understand that. I would say that for the industry to be a great, successful male talent in this industry and to be respected is probably one of the hardest jobs out there. Females, there's a dime a dozen of females. This is what this industry is. But as far as great male talent that know what they're doing, that are respectful, that are not on some crazy list that's running around the internet, that's consistent, that come through, that their tests are always good, that they're not calling you to work with you off camera. They're not trying to, as soon as the thing's over with, they're trying to have sex too. There are some really great male talents that are like that. Mm-hmm. So, but that's probably one of the hardest jobs, I think. We don't give really good male talent enough credit, I don't think, for that reason.
I even think about, like, with Plumper Pass, he always used a guy, I can't think of his name. I just had his name, Largo. He always uses him. Mm-hmm. And I always tell male talents, there's less male talents in the business than female talents because it's hard to find dependable male talent.
100%. Yes.
Yes. Because it's never
100%.
Yeah, because I've been there where a male talent can get up and talk about something. Well, can you leave the camera and step out the room? I'm like, really, dude?
No. Yeah, and that's another thing. Women can fake 24/7. Men cannot fake a hard on. You can't fake a hard on. Mm. So so to all those people that are always in everybody's inbox, how do I get in? How do I get in? It's a lot harder than you think it is. It ain't just about fucking. This is a business. You come on set. We're working. We work literally on Sunday of this last event. I worked 12 hours straight. 12 all day long worked. This is not a hobby. Mm-hmm. This is not a swinger event. This is a business. This is a set. This is it's 12-hour fucking workday is what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember them days working 12 hours and being a photographer. Because I used to take the pictures and then let my cameraman take the picture when me and her to do pictures together.
I mean, in the magazine's 24/7, so I'm running Salacious Perceptions. Lyric Sky is running Lyric Sky. Then I'm Lyric Sky's photographer. And then we also have Erotic Sky Magazine that we both run. I mean, it's nonstop, 24/7. When you say you want to do something, you don't realize the hard work that you're going to have to put into it to make it how you want it to be, to make it something that's not out there. That's another thing. We're doing something. Yeah, there's magazines out there. Yeah, there are. But there's not magazines run by two females. There's not magazines ran for the empowerment of women in our industry that are already in our industry. You're already showing your body. You already are comfortable with that. This magazine right here, this is non-nude magazine. So it's coffee table. It's classy. Classy is sexy. You can be a porn star and be classy and sexy. It's great. Still
Yeah,
sexy.
because I'm liking that the magazine's becoming back a thing, because
Yeah.
growing up, that was very important.
Hell
One,
yeah.
it was something for ladies to strive for, because
It's something you can collect.
yeah,
It's a feasible product. Do we have digital? Do people buy digital? Yes, but when you fill that magazine, it feels good. It looks good. You know, it's better to have in person. That's all I know. And just to be able to do something that people aren't doing, that's a big thing. And to see the women like we see, Avery Jane, Olivia J, they're not going to always be on magazines. These women are not the number one Playboy, you know, people that are grabbing, but they're all sexy as fuck. They're already all in our industry. They're already sexy. Why can't we showcase you? We are. We're going to showcase you.
yeah, because a while back, because when I talked to Lyric Sky about when she first was, when y'all about to start up with the first issue,
Yeah.
we talked about it, and then when I saw the first issue and I saw the pics, and I said, "Damn!" I said, "Okay, they they're channeling the Playboy. They're
Yeah,
channeling
the classy, the sexy. Because if you want to see these girls naked, they already have their. I'm pretty sure you can go to averyjane.com or oliviajxxx.com. I don't know what hers are, but you're already going to see them anyways. And we do have triple X also on our site. It's just the triple X photo sets that didn't. They were too erotic to go into the magazine. So we do have that as well. But yeah, just kind of focusing on the fact that they're sexy. You're already sexy. Getting to know the girls on a different level, asking them questions that are not the same regular questions, you know, something to read in the magazine. It's not just photos. Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I read Playboy for the articles.
Right. A lot of people do. A lot of people do. I mean, no. Are you going in the magazine to look at it? Yes. Okay. But is it nice to flip through and actually be able to read something and go back to look at photos? Hell yeah. I grew up in a generation of magazines.
Yeah.
Even if it was 17 or Vogue or whatever, that is what was happening. Magazines. I wish I still had them, to be real with you. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Crazy.
I used to collect Score magazine, Black Tales, Player magazine all the time. And I just love the photography.
And that's another thing. So the first two magazines, we allowed submissions. And then we decided, why are we doing that? We don't want submissions. We're going to do everything ourselves. So that's been a journey too. So, you know.
Yeah, because like even with Erotic magazine, he does his own photography.
Right.
He also has submissions or what have you.
Right.
But I was always taught if you had a magazine, you want the same photographer to shoot, to give it that consistency. Speak to that.
Personally, I like it only because we know exactly what we want. The whole magazine is going to look the same. My photography and my vision and Lyric's vision and how we've created Erotic Sky Magazine and what we do for each shoot and all that stuff is all going to be the same. It's consistent. Each magazine will look pretty much the same except with new girls in it. I like that. I like consistency. I want it to pretty much look the same from get-go.
Okay.
You know, just everybody. We do have, so we do work with G as well, G from Team VP, the one that has taught me a lot about photography, pretty much everything I've known. We use him as well. And I was going to speak upon that as far as production goes and what you were talking about as keeping consistent male talent. And consistent male production is good too, because they are strictly just production. There is a lot of males that have cameras that say that they're production, but they're also doing other things. To be able to leave a room full of naked bitches with one guy and know that none of those girls are going to come to me afterwards and say, they like made me feel really uncomfortable because we can't have that. We are a women empowerment company. I can't have somebody on set coming to me and saying, oh, they made me feel really uncomfortable. You walked away and it was like, because that happens all the time. So we do work with him a lot. But other than that, we just decided whatever we want in our magazine, we can produce. So let's do it.
And y'all need to go get a issue and subscribe to Erotic Magazine. Excuse me, Erotic Sky Magazine.
I know, right? Are they close enough for you? Say that 5 times fast.
They actually are.
I know. When I saw it afterwards, I was like, God darn, that's close. Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah. But like I said, y'all need to go get Erotic Sky Magazine because it's up there with what I grew up with. You know, I'm pretty sure if we still had the newsstands, my butt would be buying one every month for sure.
Right. Yeah. And so that's 3, and we already have been shooting, already scheduled, and 4 will be out in July.
Oh my goodness! So how did y'all figure out, the length of time of y'all dropping one?
Kind of try to do quarterly. Obviously, it's really hard to drop a magazine every month with new people in it. You have to get there. You have to get the girls, and so that's why it's really difficult. As far as that's why a lot of people do submissions, because it's hard. You can't get everywhere all the time. We're all situated in one spot. That gives us time to look into women and figure out, because everybody's shoot is personalized to them. So we're also going to make you feel really good when you come work with us, because we're women and we know what it feels like when someone makes you feel that way. So these are very personalized shoots. We don't do anything on spot ever, never. We might see you and we might want to shoot with you, but we're never going to shoot with you that day ever.
Yeah.
We take the time to make sure that everything looks good. That's why these magazines look like that.
Yeah. Cause I ain't gonna front, y'all made me do backflips when my friend of the show, Kelly Shin.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it was funny because when we were doing her podcast, I said, look, you need to reach out to Erotic Sky, get in
that damn magazine. Yes.
I tell girls all that. Y'all need to reach out to them, yo. Get in that magazine, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes you look like money, period. And trust me, when people see you in the magazine, they're gonna look at you different.
Yeah.
That holds weight to this day.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's nice to hear from somebody. We can work our asses off all day long, but when you hear somebody else who's seen your product or whatnot, that makes you feel good.
Shit, you made me available come to one of them content houses just for podcasting. I'm gonna do a photo shoot with you.
Yeah, that's funny. You asked me for a photo, and I was like, "Shit, I don't have any photos." Yeah, that's hard, you guys. I don't take any photos of myself. Yeah.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna front. I said because Kelly was like, I need to come to the next content house so I can interview people. I thought if I come, I said I'm doing a photo shoot, and I want Cary to shoot me.
Oh, I'm down. I'm always down for that.
I want her to shoot me, God dang it. Not none of you men. No, I want
the girl. Let the girl do it.
But she gonna make me look sexy for you ladies.
Yeah, because we like men. Because see, there you go. Yeah. I'm not attracted to women. Women are beautiful. Do not get me wrong. I like women's bodies. They're great. But no, not for me. Yeah.
So I have held you on here. We didn't came to the end of another wonderful Smokers Lounge. And people, we're going to bring her back. So with that being said, Cary, can I call you a smoke buddy, baby?
Oh, 100%.
No doubt. So y'all heard it. She will be back here on the Smokers Lounge. We might even, probably so, even though she ain't going to show y'all nothing, but we just going to be there for the saucy conversation. We're going to bring it to the premium smoke room. $4.99 a month, 5 premium podcasts.
I'm sure I can find some girls to get on there.
Oh, most definitely. Actually, it wouldn't surprise me that Princess Habit going to bring you on her
right.
podcast.
She can get naked. I'll stand next to her. How's that?
So y'all know what it is. The best smoke is always premium. So please go subscribe. And if you already subscribed, please still subscribe. So with that being said, tell everybody where they can spend money on your wonderful work.
Obviously, salaciousperceptions.com. I know it's a long word, but if you go to @CEO Cary on Twitter, you can go to all my links. It's right there. Everything's in there.
No doubt. So we are at the end of another wonderful episode, people. And I have to go because I got to watch Backlash because you know I love my wrestling. So with that being said, life is learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this. Over. Say goodbye, sexy, to the smoke.
Bye. It was really great talking.
No doubt.